You're looking at my ceiling. Okay. All right, so I'm back. Hi, Christy. The first thing I have today is to share with you a couple of things I'm working on. So this is a page that I made of me and Moose, and this is made with that 6x6 paper. Remember the one that looks like paint swatches, and then the back side of it is this cool crackle finish, and it has all kinds of papers in here, and I just thought it was really cute, and I thought I would share that because, you know, 6x6 pages are, you know, papers. You always think of them as hard to use, but honestly, you can't even see the seam in that. It's right there. You can't see it. It's really good. So I think you can do a lot of things with that 6x6 paper. Okay, and then speaking of 6x6 paper, Heather asked me about Unity papers, and I just want to show you that they're all the ones I've ever ordered from them are 6x6. Aren't they cute? And they're one-sided, and they're a heavy cardstock, which is great, but they're shiny. I'm trying to show it up to my light so you can see the glossiness of it. They're that coated, my husband calls that like UV coated or something. It's got some kind of coating that they actually print over the print, if that makes sense. They like run it through the printing press to put that on to the paper, and it makes it kind of shiny. And so even though these papers are adorable, look at that, oh, so cute. They're a little different from normal papers that you buy. The Scrappy Boy, I think that's their name, Scrappy Boy. His papers are like this too. Like when I did those Haunted Mansion pages, they have that same kind of coating. Okay, now I teased last week I had this evergreen album, 49th and Market, and I was so excited because I was going to learn how to make pages using their prints. You know, these have these huge prints. Well, the class wasn't what I expected it to be. It was actually an album. So it was it's great, but see, it was a blank album, and then we adhered papers to the front, the side, and the back, and then check this out. This is crazy. Okay. So we basically made 2 pages, okay? So let me show you the first page. This is page 1, and it has a flip fold that opens, and it opens to here. I mean, I counted, and this album, without any rings, without any further pages, holds like well over 50 pictures. And then this flips open, and then this flips open, and then this flips open. And so this one page has essentially, you know, page after page after page after page of photo holding, and you can see that lots and lots of ephemera on this. Okay, now page 2 is a little different. I'm going to turn it wonky. So this opens upwards and this opens down, and it's a little hard to see. So let me turn it this way. Do you see? Isn't that neat? So this is the bottom flap. Okay, and then it opens. It has a pocket. It had a little pocket that we made, And then in the pocket is this folio that flips and flips and flips. Isn't that pretty? And then the back holds a couple more. So there's that. And then I'm gonna close this back up. And then this whole thing opens to another page that holds photos. And then this opens. And finally you get to the base of it. So lots of flip-flaps and pages and lots of ephemera, little bits and pieces, and I still have gobs left. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And I thought, well, I could go ahead and make pages to lay in here, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this album quite yet, because it's really unique and different. And the way I have my Christmas pictures stored, this would not work to put like 2024 in, for example, because it would run out of order with all my other stuff. Yeah, it was so fun to put together, and I'm not kidding. It took me less than 3 hours to do all of it. It was really good. So it was really, really beautiful. It's beautiful. I think I might put my Christmas, you know how you get Christmas card photos of your family, and like everybody sends those snap fish and all that. I might do something with like that. Let me put this on my table. I have a way that I store those, but it's getting full. It's getting really full. Okay, so anyway, if you have any other great ideas, I thought about doing traditions or something. I don't know. Anyway, so today let's talk about this. Yeah, home deck pictures. I thought about that because that would be really fun. Like even your tree from year to year, or I don't know. Can't decide. Anyway, so these are books from close to my heart. They are the original idea books, the very first ones they came out with. And then, you know, they started coming out with the hardbound ones that you could find at the bookstores and on the actual bookshelves, you know. And then there were like 5 of those. And then they started coming out with those ones that I've used a lot that are like just pages that you put into like a 6x8 album or whatever. So these are the original ones. And the reason I'm bringing them up is they came up as available on the Daisy Lane page. They sold immediately. Stephanie brought it to my attention. She was like, hey, did you see those? I've never seen those. And I'm like, I bet you have. Now, the problem is Jeanette kept the rights to all of these books. And so we're not really allowed to show them like on screen. Like I'm not really allowed to like show you the patterns. Yes. Okay. So in each one there was different volumes, okay? So volume 1, it was a hit. I don't know if you're of the originals. It was card making, just sketches like crazy. And volume 1 was huge and very popular. And it had all these tabs so that you could sort your ideas into different sizes. Volume 2, another big hit, had a lot of different sizes, but again, fairly basic. And here's those tabs. And then volume 3 was the biggest awesome one because it had things that weren't just things you would come up with on your own. You know what I mean? Like it had some original things that, like, to me, a card where you're just basically doing a square and that kind of thing, everybody does that. You don't need a book to show you how to make that kind of basic card, basic layering. So these are pretty basic in that way. Now, the yellow one, of course, was the scrapbooking one. And so the yellow one was definitely the more, in my business anyway, was more sought after. So volume 1 was so basic, and I am going to show you a couple of the pages just so you can see what I mean. Basic. These are like pages where, I mean, we very seldom scrapbook this basic anymore. These are not wow things. Now you can do things to them to make them wow, but you know, these are basic templates. Now, volume 2 was a little more elaborate, and it was small, and it had a lot more interesting. Remember when the collages style, remember the quilt style and the collage style became so popular, and they even had like a 12 by 12 like stencil material where you could trace this and cut it out. And so that's when all of these came popular. And I think I still have a lot of those stencils. I got rid of a lot of them. Volume 3 was the big hit though. And if you ever stumble across the scrapbooking volume 3, it's the one where they started getting a little bit more, okay? I'm missing volume 4 for some reason. I'm like, did they have a volume 4? What's wrong with me that I don't have volume 4? I bought them all, and so I have no idea where my volume 4 is. All I can say is I'm gonna have to go through my books next door and just see if maybe I pulled it out to do something with it. Volume 5 was huge. Again, because it was more innovative, it was more different. It's still pretty good. I mean, I would use these templates, no problem. And then they also, at the time, they had like recipe cards for different paper collections where you could buy that collection and get all the parts and pieces to make, you know, a certain thing, and it had a new template in it. And I think I threw these away. I really don't think I kept them all, but I did find this one. Anyway, so I just thought that was really fun. And I thought, okay, I can't really show you all of the patterns from this, but we can use one of the patterns and make a layout. And so that's what I'm going to do today. And I want to use this everyday, I think, what's it called? Everyday You and Me paper. So here's the cardstock pack that comes, that you can get. And I love the colors in it. They're almost all neutrals. I mean, you know, it's not like they're all very calm. The only color I think is weird in the whole pack is this Mossy Meadow, because I do not see this color of green anywhere in the papers. I don't know where they got that color from. And all I can think of is that maybe they had a paper originally that had that color in it and then they changed it or something. But this Mossy Meadow doesn't fit, but I use it on a lot of other things. So this is what I'm using today. And then I'm using, hold on a minute. I'm making space. I'm using the paper pack, Everyday Happiness. I wish they would just call it Everyday You and Me or Everyday Happiness and not have different names for their papers and their cardstocks and their stickers and their coordinating. You know what I mean? I just want all the same names so I have a hard enough time remembering stuff. Anyway, so this paper pack is really cool. You get like 3 sheets of each thing, and you can see the back of this one is this cool stripe. And then there's the flowers and plaid, and this is the back, the plaid. See, for some reason I got 4 sheets of that. One of my favorite papers in the pack is this one. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. And Kelly was using this paper and doing the actual workshop step by step at a thing that we attended a couple weeks ago, and I was actually pretty stunned with how beautiful that workshop turned out. I was going to tweak the workshop and make it different, but I think I'm going to do the workshop exactly as shown, just like she did. The only thing I might add is some stamping, because they're just wow. Yeah, naming them different things. It's driving me nuts. Anyway, you get 4 sheets of that beautiful paper. It's hard to know which side to use, to be honest, because it's so pretty. And then, so I'm going to put that to the side here a sec. And then I got the sticker sheet. Now, this is a classic, close to my heart type sticker sheet because it has all of the things. It has all the things. It's got the long, true 12 by 12 stickers. It's got the different words. It's got scatter elements. It's got the little flags. It has journaling spots, and it has title opportunities. So there's like 1, 2, 3 titles. And so honestly, this is what a sticker sheet is supposed to look like. And I have a feeling that we'll see more of this style where they load up the sticker sheet. I mean, there's no room for more, really. Not much more, that's for sure. Anyway, I love it. The only thing missing is that, like, you need 2. Like, I don't want 1 of these. I need 1 for the double page, right? This is Stampin' Up. But they used a close to my heart template from a past collection to create this one. That's why it looks so different from the other scrapbook collections that they have brought forward. Okay. The other thing that I did to try to make my pages today, let me grab. I went ahead and I used this set, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I just knew I was going to need some decorations on the pages. Yeah, sorry, Stephanie. I confuse people all the time. But I went ahead and stamped a whole bunch of these images in coordinating colors. So I have like Lost Lagoon and Early Espresso, and this is like Wild Wheat, I think. I have Gray Granite in here, and I added the espresso to it. I'll show you in just a minute why. And then I did a whole bunch of like circles and stuff because I wasn't sure. Sometimes I like to tuck circles in to my layouts, and I went ahead and just sort of did a few like titles. Just in case I wanted those. So there you go. I have those. I'm gonna set those aside for now because we won't need those right away. All right, so the layout that I want to do is using, hold on, I just have a little pile I'm trying to clean up over here. I want to use this paper. And I think what I did, you know, I really like this peacock. I think it's something peacock. Let me look to be sure. So before I call it that all day long, and I'm wrong. Pretty Peacock, that's right. And the brown that they have in it is Pecan Pie, which is kind of a saddle brown, which is beautiful, but it didn't do anything for it. And so it really seemed to pop the most when I added the early espresso to it. I like the gray with it a lot. Because the gray granite is almost a light brown. It's really gray, but it's definitely a gray brown. So I decided to add the brown. So the way that this sketch works, it's a 1-page sketch, and it has a 5.5-inch pattern at the bottom. And I'm going to make it a 2-page layout, so I'm just going to chop it at 6 and call it done, like do 6 and 6. But technically, I think it's a 5.5 on one side and a 5.5 on the other. And it goes at the bottom. And I'll do the other page in just a minute because I'm going to use a second sketch for that. Okay. All right. So there's that. And then the next thing that it calls for is 3 tags that measure, hold on, 9 by 3.5, and then you tear them at an angle at the bottom. So I was gonna use the vanilla color, but I had this stack of pre-made tags in my stash. This is from, I think I got these at the Paper Cut on one of their discount sales. I'm very thrifty, you guys, thrifty. And I'm like, as long as I have tags, I want to use them. These tags are 8.5 by 3.5. So they're just a little bit, they're like a 1/2 inch shy. And but it calls for 3 tags like this on this page. And then you put your photos on here. Now I had to adapt my photos a little bit because my tags are a little different sized, but not bad. So the photos will go on here. And I'm using Lost Lagoon. And there's a light side and a dark side to this paper, but I'm just gonna go ahead and attach these to the tags, and I'm just going to kind of line them up a little bit at the top, and that way I don't have so many pieces that are falling apart all around me. So, all right, so I really like how that looks, but I'm not ready to attach it yet because I feel like it needs something to make it pop. This is the sketch right here. Now the sketch calls for bows, ribbon bows on here. Now I had these little ribbon bows left over from a Christmas kit that I had. And I was like, wow, actually that doesn't look too bad on there, but it does add a lot of bulk. They're kind of, how bows are. And the photos I want to use on here are not exactly bow. I don't know. They're little, I don't want to put bows on. So I think what I want to do is I want to use a sticker sheet and make paper bows, tabs. The other thing I want is a little pop of color. And I could have double matted my photos, but I think I want some of this Pretty Peacock on here. And so I think I'm just going to make a strip behind there that's like, let's make it 1/4 to let's do 3/8. Just a little more than a quarter. 2, 3. Sorry, I'm cutting 2 because I'm gonna need one for my other page. So I want to have it ready. And I think I'm going to put it right here. I like how that looks. And it adds just a little something to that page. I'll just make it even with my... If I made it 1/2 inch, this really would be a 5.5 inch strip at the bottom, wouldn't it? Okay, so now the other thing that they did on these tags is they tore them from left to right corner right here just to add some interest. I don't know if I love that idea, but here I go. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna follow the sketch. And so I remember when putting big tags on paper was such a common kind of thing. I mean, you can tell how old some of these, we went in and out of fashion, didn't we? You can tell some things we just don't do anymore, like they were a fad at the time. I really like how this looks. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and attach my tags. And I'm intentionally not putting any adhesive near that hole at the top. I could actually tie some twine or something on there and, you know, make it kind of cool, make it kind of special looking or whatever. I really like that patterned stripe, so I'm raising up my I'm raising those up a little bit. Hold on just a second. I kind of want to make sure all of my all my tags start at the same level. Since I'm going out in front of my face, it's really hard to know if I'm really crooked until after I've put it down. So all right, good. Okay, so now my little trick that I want to do is I want to make tab type ribbon at the top, paper ones. And first I thought this was a separate sticker, but this is one big sticker with 2 colors on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it down the center of that sticker. I'm going to put this on my trimmer and just make a cut. Looks like I could have cut just a sliver. I got a little sliver of that peacock color on there. Hold on a second. I gotta fix that because I don't want to have to trim it by hand all the way. Okay. Now I could use the this color, I could use this color, but I think I like this a lot. And so I'm just gonna split this into like 3 chunks here, about the same size. I'll put this in here in case I need it later. And then I'm just gonna cut it at an angle. And the only problem cutting this sticker this way is you gotta separate it, right? It's like it doesn't peel as easy from the backing. Or at least it doesn't for me. What the heck? Come on. So what's everybody doing? What are you doing today? We have beautiful, it is like beautiful, beautiful weather. Like it's been sunny, not cloudy. And we were down south of us, just a little bit is getting like a major snowstorm. Okay. On the back, we're going to put one behind. Okay, so one goes behind and then one goes up front. Now, if you want to make it look more like it's coming out of the hole, you can do it like that. Isn't that clever? Unnecessary, but like, I really don't think anybody will ever look at this page and know that I did that. But I'm going to make them all the same. So I have, gosh, there was like 1,000 things I was going to talk about today. But then that Facebook thing really threw me. Okay, so this week I'm going to, I don't know why I'm having so much trouble getting these peeled off. This week I'm going to the Stamp Expo that is in it is in Indianapolis area. It's like just a little bit southwest of Indianapolis. It used to be held in the city at the fairgrounds, but I think it just got too expensive for them. I really liked it when it was at the fairgrounds, but it's much smaller now. Now it's held in like a like a county building or something. There we go. Okay. Anyway, so I'm excited about that because, you know, when I only go to the stamp show a couple times a year, and when I do, I always find something that is really unique and different, and so I'm on the hunt. Okay, so here is sketch 1. Now I want to make page number 2. Let me see where I put page number 2. Hold on. I had another brown piece out. Okay. So page number 2 is also going to be brown, and I was looking at the sketches and I found another sketch that's very similar. And so I want to, it also calls for a swash of pattern paper, but it calls for it at the top instead of the bottom. And I don't want mine to look this way. So I'm altering it a little bit and I'm moving this to the bottom. I'm using the other half of that piece that I cut, and I'm putting it at the bottom instead of the top. So see, now if you're watching this, you will have 2 of the layouts out of this book. All right, so I'm going to make my pages match and add that pretty peacock again. And I'm putting my pages side by side, and I'm going to lay this in place. Now, this sketch calls for a giant tag, and the giant tag is 8.5 by 5, so it's 5 inches across, 8.5 tall. And I have my tags. They're certainly not 5 inches wide though, but I thought I could use 2 of them and put them together and make it 5 inches wide. I think I can make this work because I can do something at the top and make this work. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some adhesive on here. It's a little weird, I know. That may go up a little bit too far. I'm gonna roll that down. All right, so I'm using my glass mat, and I am putting this along the bottom so that it is 5 inches across, and so that it's nice and pretty straight. And I'm adhering these two tags together. And yeah, it looks a little weird right now, but the vanilla that comes in this kit, in this pack, is a little bright. It's a little brighter than my tags that I have. Can you see how it's like just a brighter color? And I didn't want to add that, even though it's farther away. I didn't know about adding that brighter color, whether you'd be able to see the difference. So I'm just making my pre-cut tags work, and it goes over here like this. The other thing that this sketch calls for is 2 4x4 pictures. So I cut mats, and I stayed with this lagoon color, and it goes like this. So we have a couple of 4x4 photos. So here is one sketch, and here is another sketch. And this one also calls for a ribbon at the top. But I don't think I'm going to put a ribbon on the top here. And I want to make sure, you know, like my photo, let me see. You know, I'll have like 4x4 photos. So see, not much of that lagoon color is going to show. These are like 3x5, I think. And I was looking to see if I had a 4x6 photo mat. So there's how that will look. And I feel like this photo is going to need a mat for sure. So I might use that peacock color. I could use lagoon again. I'm not sure. Let me see. Let me pull in our colors. I could do the lagoon color. That might be too boring. So I like the bold peacock color just because it really does like make this photo stand out more. Is it too different? I could use the softer side. Oh, I like that. I could use the softer side of peacock. And the other color options, I could go with this gray, which is actually like brown to me. See the green? The green goes with the colorway, but it doesn't go with the paper, the pattern so much. It's a little weird. And then I have this is the pecan pie. It's more of a saddle brown. You can see it goes really nicely with the paper. It's very beautiful. It gives it an autumn look. The other thought I had was I could use a pattern paper as my mat. You know, I could use one of these. Oh, that's really nice. I like that. Now, I know this is 5x8 wide. So if I cut this at 4.5 by 6.5. See, there's that real pretty back side of that paper. All right, I like that. Very nice. And I could tear it at the bottom to kind of coordinate with what I did over here. But I don't know if I'll be able to do that or not. That'll be tricky. Tricky. Okay, where am I at? We've been on for almost like half an hour. A little over half an hour. Okay. I'm just watching the clock because I feel like sometimes I get carried away and I'm on here forever. Not everybody has an hour to sit. That's the other thing, you know, not everybody has an hour to sit and watch videos, right? I mean, sometimes you just want something short. I'd like to keep my YouTube page like reels, like short. Okay. There is my 2-page layout using the sketches. So now I can play with the sticker sheet. I love this you and me enjoying the moment. My happy place. I like that one too. I don't know. Try to decide. I think I definitely want a title. This enjoying the moment is kind of nice, but it's not a big enough title for me. I have better together, happy, love every moment, so much joy. I like the so much joy. I could put that down at the bottom. I have circles I can tuck in. Let me just play for a minute and try to make this work. The you and me is a little large, and I'm tempted to use this My Happy Place as my title. And so, hold on. I'm gonna find my... I'm definitely going to foam tape that title because then I can play with it a little bit. And listen to my squeak, squeak, squeak. All right. Okay, I like that. Okay, so if I put this here and I have this so much joy somewhere, I may have to cut that or make it into a little tag or something. I feel like I need another circle down at the bottom right hand side to balance this a little bit. I could use brown. I have a bigger one, but boy, it might be too big. We'll see. Okay, and then I have my cool flowers. And I have a lot of options here. It'd be nice to tie in this kind of gold color a little bit. And so if I try to balance my layout a little bit, where I have the same kind of colors in each corner, I think that'll help. And I love this gray. This is the gray granite and this is the espresso brown. And I really like the gray a lot. So I definitely want to include that gray. And I thought I had another middle-sized one in gray. I do. Okay. And then I have a lot of different kinds of leaves and things in different colors that I can use to tuck. So I'm definitely going to tuck in a few different colors of leaves, different styles. I should have organized these just a little better so I wasn't fishing around in here so much, but you kind of get the drift of what I'm doing. This set also has these little tiny leaves like this. And I cut a whole bunch of them. I don't know why, but I think up here, it might be nice to have some smaller. I don't know. I like how that looks. I do like how that looks. Any other ideas? I have, I could add a little journaling space on here. I love these little flags, and it might be nice to add a little something down here, like with underneath here. Sometimes what I'll do with these kind of things is I will kind of make them overlap just a little bit. I obviously just stamp that on some scrap paper, and then when it tucks under, you know, I like how that looks with that on there. And then I can add some of the scatter hearts. I have 3 hearts on here. I could put one on each, you know. Let's see, is one bigger than the other? It feels like it. And I sort of lost my cute little trim piece that I did there. Hey, Virginia, how you doing? All right, let's see. And I really like this, loving this kind of thing. You know, having it as a tab is such a cute thing. Although it kind of, and it doesn't work here because then I have too much bulked up at the top. I would need something here at the bottom. But I do think one of the journaling pieces would work really well. It might even work well within this cluster. So I may play around with that just a little bit, rearrange this a little so that I have a circle. I'm gonna go ahead and attach my circle. I've already decided I like it. I'm gonna put it in there. My glue is not wanting to come out very good. Hold on a minute. There's that. And then I have my journaling piece down here. And then I'm going to put on my So Much Joy, which the sticker wants to stick. Yep, I want to do that one. And I don't want to cover up my journal box too much because I want to actually be able to use it for a little something there. And these need popped up. All right, I think I'm getting to the end of my page. What's thoughts? Anything? Anything you do differently? There's also this little flower or something if I wanted to add that. There's just a lot of little scattery elements that would look good. This would have looked nice as a journaling piece on here too. I like it too. So here's my thought. Somebody this week told me that they did not like this, you know, the Stampin' Up papers for scrapbooking. They just didn't think they were as good or whatever. And I'm like, I'm looking at this going, I love this. I absolutely, totally love this paper. I can honestly say I'm a convert because I really like how this looks. And so I want to know what you think. I'm glad. Thank you, Stephanie. The colors of this kit, I've been kind of holding off on using this kit because I really just didn't think that, I don't know. I just didn't really think that I would use the colors of it very much, but I've put some of my pictures up next to it and I'm like, yep, it's winter. It's winter. I really like this gray. I'm trying to decide if I want another big one down there though. Ugh, it's a little large. Something small, something brown. I was hoping to find a different flower than the same one over and over again, but I seem to have stamped a whole bunch of those. Why did I do that? Yeah, it needs the brown, I think. So I could do a heart, right? Something like that. Maybe not in green, but I'll do something with a heart there. Maybe not in green. I might use that peacock color and I'll cut a heart for that. All right, there it is. It just needs a little bit of bling and I'm done. The other thing that would really jazz this up is if I inked the edges of all of the tags with just a little bit of color. It could be like that gray color or even that peacock color would look really nice to ink up the edges if I wanted to spend just a little bit more time on it. But I like how this page looks. So I think I'm gonna call it done. So that's 2 different sketches out of that Close to My Heart idea book. So I'll try, what I think I'm gonna do from here going forward is to take a screenshot of every finished page that I do, and then I'll post the finished page because those photos will still be there, even though the video will go away. This color, Heather, is espresso. So cool. Yes, the tags. Remember how big the tags were? Oh my gosh, they were so popular. I just love them. Yeah, oh, that dream one. I kind of think I want to use that dream sticker with this paper. Let me show you. It's so pretty. To me, this looks like it could be sky and ground. It could be ocean and sand. You know, just air. I don't know. There's just something very beautiful about this. I think what I need to do is put together the actual workshop so that I have those pages done and take pictures of those for you guys, because the workshop is like, wow. It really is really special. So, okay. Have a great afternoon. Oh, Friday, I'm going to be gone because I'm going to that Stamp Expo thing. And so I will not be live on Friday. However, Friday I'm going to the Stamp Expo, and Saturday I'm going to Daisy Lane's big garage sale thing that they're doing. And so, oh, you know what? I really wanted to add this ribbon on too. This ribbon would have really added to it. Have I got everything attached yet? No, I don't. See, I could put that on there still. I think I'm going to add it underneath. I just think it looked... This ribbon was in the clearance. It's a 1-inch white, and it's a real soft ribbon, and it's not super fat. So it won't add much, it'll add texture without adding too much bulk. But I like the idea of adding that vanilla to it. And I may do that still. So if you see the finished layout and it has this, you'll know why. All right. Have a good afternoon. And I might go live sometime this weekend just to show you my haul. We'll see. We'll see how I'm doing. All right. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching, you guys.